Is done. Okay. Maybe we can check. It's not being such a smooth up and my hours and second it smooths up, so I'll clear it. Hello, Drummer. How are you? Hi. What, is a smooth up comment? Mm-hmm. I think so. I'm alright, thank you very much. Been a bit busy recently, but it's all good now. It's still before I've cleared it, so just a moment. Oh yes, check out after this. But yeah, my lens got smoothed up, but now I think it's better. I'm greasy with the oil paint. Eager to hear that. Yeah. Thank you. Recently I've been streaming from the same painting for quite some days already. It's still a lot of work to do on it, so um, I'll continue. I work on other ones as well, but I think this continuous thing, oil painting is messy. No, yes, it is, but my apprenticeship taught me that as well. So I was actually joking about the camera being smoothed up, um, because I don't put paint anywhere else than on the canvas. So if I wear clothes, and sometimes it happens I wear very fine fashion whilst painting, I never dirty myself or anything like that, and I don't dirty my surroundings either. And I also don't use this kind of turpentine or other chemicals to dilute oil paint. And I use water-based oils, so they are very they don't give smell. And for the mess now, I must be very well organized. That's part of my technique, goes with the clarity of forms and precision on the paintings themselves. But somewhat my camera was very smooth though. Ah yeah, it's because my fault, because I played with Twitch and I disconnected it and then I went back to connect it. What do you think? And your paintings are amazing. Thank you, Drummer. Thank you. There's still under these they're just becoming, so there's still a lot to do on them, because what I'm doing now all the time, I'm building up the conditions for dimensionality, which finally can be possibly revealed in at the later stages. But um, I am trying to focus on showing the creative process here rather than how amazing my paintings are themselves, because that can be seen on the internet site, that can be seen when I show the picture of a painting. What I'm trying to do, and that's why I titled the stream in the way I did, is to show how time consuming and meticulous, how long a creative process is, the genuine creative process, and how much effort is put into it. Because people, unlike what I am doing, have been for a very long time showing things quicker, faster, in a more effective way. And usually they've been doing so not by genuinely presenting um, and not by genuinely presenting what they are doing, but just for the purpose of promotion or something. They've been producing this like quick things of how to do this quick, how to do that quick, how can they get the work done quicker, how many cheap tricks they can show. And I'm not doing any of that. And that's what I want to point out, that I'm doing it consciously, that I know where am I going with this and why it is so. That's very true. Yeah, I've seen simple example is I've seen yesterday a person, and they have a company, and they did this promotional video on how quick and easy they wash a window. And they told us years ago already, ah, that's my video, but that's not how they do it in reality. That was their video, but in reality it took them a lot longer to wash the window, and it doesn't get washed in that way at all. I just found it to be cheating, because at the end of the day you're going to employ those people to come and wash your windows, and they're not going to do 20 minutes, and the whole work process will look differently than you've seen on that promotional video. Not that it bothers me much, but it is just cheating, and that's it, and I will call it so. And that's with such a basic practical thing that everybody needs as window washing. But imagine with painting how much space there is for tricks like that, and I don't like them myself. And I imagine if I was a young girl and wanted to learn to draw and paint, I would like somebody to comfort me in a feeling that I just need to take a long time and endure and work on making things better and better, rather than look for some shortcut to cheat everyone and make them believe I'm a genius for no reason. And I realized that when yesterday somebody said that um, somebody who actually argued with me said that it took me half an hour to paint 3 lines, sort of thing. And I thought, yeah, that's right, actually. They need to know that. that's how long it takes. That's how it is like, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's part of creative process, and only in that way you can achieve finest results. There's no other way around it. And printing doesn't work either because you can't print an oil painting in a way that hand applies. That's all understandable. Thanks, Drummer. To you it is, but I tell you, it makes sense too. Thank you. To you it is, because you follow me and you're probably similar thinking. But some people drop in and they're completely out of touch with things, and they just look for like a quick, easy ride on the sort of art tricks, and that's what I am not going to provide. And I wanted to point it out. I actually don't like it, all the things I see, so crappy, so trashy, so many things of low quality. It's like, yes, it is so that quality is not quantity, but it does actually, if I was to think about it, I can just hour watch you. Thank you, Facebook user. You're welcome to. It's probably even longer than 1 hour per day. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like very long and very slow, and there are elements that can be done very quickly, but there's balance of them with those that take long time and many layers to build up. Well, I'm an artist too, so I understand what you're saying. Oh, yeah. I think for me, it's also not just about art, to be honest. It's about the whole frequency of things. I didn't get that one because I think it's sensitive, so I don't get it. Yeah. That's why I gave as an example this window washing company, because it's not just about art. In fact, it's about frequency of doing everything in life. Because anything that requires that is quality takes longer. Okay, but as I said, I don't get it here because probably that's sensitive. Yeah, but I'm not even sensitive. No. When you write comments on Facebook, I don't get them through on Hubs. So I will paste the link to Hubs, and if you wish to communicate with me, please do so on Hubs, because then I know I can get your comment and I know who is saying what, because I cannot see right now. I see this comment that came on Facebook, but it doesn't come on my stream. So please, if you want to communicate with me in a fair way, sign up for Hubs. I'll paste the link to Facebook, and it's free to sign in. I think somebody on Facebook asked me, do I paint? No, they said that they paint naked all the time, and they asked me if I do. Well, I work on various projects in various ways. I'm also a fashion designer, so I work as a naturist in my atelier. Uh, Also because there the temperatures allow to do so, because the temperature is always high and humidity low in order for the paint to dry. But no, when I um, uh, or you cannot see the comments, not from Facebook, for example, and some of them, but not all, and I never know who says what. I only see Facebook user. Oh, we were talking about joining hubs, never mind. Yes, I told them to join hubs because on Facebook I don't see all their comments. That's first thing. And when the comments come from Facebook that I connected to this hubs account, they are under the name of Facebook user that comes with no picture. So I cannot keep a dialogue fairly because I don't know if this is the same person who says this or another person. So that's why it's a bit troublesome. That's why I suggest they join hubs, and meanwhile I try to answer to what I know they've asked anyway. Yeah, so about that. So, and when I do projects in public spaces, then I always dress appropriately, usually wearing my own fashion, which I make like hand stitch without machine, fashion prototypes, haute couture, and especially to mark the important parts of the work. Like beginning of the work or in public space, I always wear my fashion, and at the end and at some important points in the middle also. But sometimes I just wear other clothes for just as I feel comfortable. As I said, I can wear anything really, anything. I can dress like a boy, I can dress like a woman, no problem. So I can dress however I'm comfortable, and I'm the same comfortable wearing all kinds of clothes as well as no clothes at all. It's not a big difference to me, and I don't treat it in any funny way, and there is no excitement around. Yeah, not all. I cannot see all Facebook comments. I can see some, but some not, and I don't know who they came from. That's cool. Because they asked about um, do I paint naked all the time or something. That's why I was telling them. I think people don't realize what the fashion is really for, actually. A lot of people use fashion to sort of totally reshape themselves into something that they've seen somewhere else and they want to be. But to me, as a fashion designer, fashion is like it's a thing to bring out the best in that person as themselves, and that's why it's no difference if they wear the full gown or if they are naked. That's the whole point. That's a good fashion design to me as well. Good fashion design is not fitting the square pegging around it all, and not making different species from one another. It's just I like you for your work and great conversation. Thank you, drummer. And it doesn't even work when they try to sort of suggest to people that if they wear this, they will feel good. Because they may feel good for 5 minutes, but if it's something that alters them into being something else than they are themselves, ultimately they will feel bad because they were trying to cheat and get away with it. So it doesn't make sense. And that's what I see with a lot of this so-called body positive things. And they go against their own idea, they go against their own purpose. What has to be higher? Ah, that I'm not painting in a frame. Okay, I will do when I do, and I want when I want. But I was planning to do more in a frame. Yeah. It's just I had to do this bit here, and it wasn't visible. Yeah. I will. Yeah, frame. Mm. Can we all of the photo, the whole of the painting? I posted it on Hubs. So you are welcome to sign up for Hubs. It's for free. And there you'll see my posts. Then I also will be able to communicate with you well, because as you are writing from Facebook, I don't see who you are, and some of your comments may not come through. I posted the link to Hubs in the comments section on Facebook. Mhm. It's the so how she's checking like painting and checking the frame, painting and checking the frame. It's funny. Yes, like oh, am I too high already? But I think it's really it's right. Oh, I painted too high and got blocked. It's funny. I think I will get used to like knowing where the frame ends, and then I'll be like intuitive. uh, I'll train smart nipples to be away from the camera. I'll be like chameleon's eyes. So, yeah. In case you didn't know what I'm doing other than painting, I'm training a pair of smart nipples, which are camera shy and can angle any way they want, any way away from it as possible. That's beyond fashion now. Thank you for nice emojis. I encourage you to sign up for Hubs. It's free, and then I can keep a better dialogue with you because comments don't come through the same on Facebook. Looking good. Um, yeah, it is, as you know it, Pi-Ho. The blue lines came together nicely. Mm-hmm. Would you consider making art for video games? If there would be no violence, no sickness, no destruction in video game, possibly, maybe. But most of the games have at least one of those elements. Which video games recreate? Um, yes, they recreate the subjects I don't work with, if that's what you mean. Usually the games I see people playing have to do with one of those elements. Your painting carries a sickness and emotion in a good way. Well, you could transition to video games well. I am a master of pre-classical realism, and I stick to my technique, and it has its purpose. Um, that is a far more that has far more timeless aspect than video games or fashion or any like style elements and things. So I keep to the keep I keep to the ethos of my technique. About I could transition into anything, and because at this development of skill, one can do anything within the means of styles and techniques. Yes, I know about realism being valuable in games. But it's not about what I can do, it's about what I choose to do and why, and that's to do with my ethos of work. What happens if a spider makes a web on your painting one night? Do you have to clean it off? It's no problem, but it doesn't happen. (1 meter by 1 meter 40). On Bob Ross, I haven't seen any of his programs, but from what I know, um, he doesn't focus on quality of work, and that was the most important to me. So my opinion on Bob Ross is negative. Plus, I've seen a lot of people being encouraged to do things that will ultimately frustrate them. in a short term they give them so-called enjoyment, and um, uh, but in a longer term, and they know there's something wrong. So it's more about painting fast. That's a skill too. And no, it isn't. It isn't. uh, Anyone can do quick cheap tricks. Anyone can do, that's the point. And anyone has the time to do it. So it's more like for housewives, or for people who work long hours and they use art as a hobby when they come back home from work. I'm a professional artist, and that's a complete difference. So I have not much to do with the world of art for therapy or for hobby purposes. He could paint faster than you, even if you are naked. Um, well, it's not about that, and it's about quality, as I told you. It means about quality of work. And also, I am far more exclusive about things, and I don't think everything is for everyone, and I don't think everything is accessible for everyone, and some have to come to terms with it. Your paintings do have more resolution than bulbous trees. Mm, you know how the TV programs are produced and what they are produced for. Thank you, Eugene, for an award. I appreciate that. So when somebody is, um, yeah, I see, Piehole, that you are trying again. Uh, when somebody does a TV show in a style as that was done, it's for the purpose of TV show, for the purpose of being watched by masses of people and that kind of thing. And it's certainly not what I am doing. I am keeping to the technique I've learned with its whole ethos. It's just that I ask my master to teach me in a way so people can see the creative process, they can see how the painting is being done. But I am not producing a TV show, because then the whole focus is on different things. I was just talking to someone before about this. Ah, but it doesn't matter. You can go to the beginning and listen. Yeah, I see you're trying again, Paiho. No, no, you are not trying to learn. In fact, I think you are incapable of learning until you prove otherwise. You've assimilated nothing, and you're just proving it by the dialogue further. You are just coming to advertise your other whole, which you speak through as well. I am not trying to paint fast. I paint perfect. No, I don't like zero. I get zero like But for you, you don't have to say anything, in fact. No, because the sandbox will do that. No, I'm sorry, it's no longer open. It does not, so just like that. I think it's like when I was painting, this other painting and some like people that would come and try to say this and that and that, and that the only way is that they are really rich art and function of this. So yeah, this is true, but itself it's already been many of those, and then I just kind of mm, Eugene, you posted some link. I will have a look at it later. Uh, I will have a look at it after I finish streaming. Are you also a broadcaster, Eugene? Is this photo to open? Oh, we're trying to open. Um, Monaco. Let's see. Painting versus Renaissance versus contemporary. Um, I see your post, Eugene. I think you're probably live now. And this is support Chantal's work. Maybe it's not. It is your. You send a link, but I guess it's not your channel. It's Chantal TV with Zoya. So these are different artists talking about their things, I think. Alright, I'll continue. Zoya in Paris, France, next week, art exhibition, Wednesday to Friday on Chantal TV. Masterpiece exhibition. I am broadcaster, yes. Okay. And with what intention you send me the link? If you could tell me, Eugene, with what intention you have sent me this link, I would appreciate it. You may be interested and watch them. Are they masters of pre-classical realism? Mm, I'll paste an address of my site so you can see what I am doing. I'm a master of pre-classical realism and I'm a fashion designer of unique hand-stitched prototypes. My technique originates from the Middle Ages and it's very specific and very unique. My apprenticeship um, was 5 years drawing and painting 10 hours a day, every day, where any work that wasn't perfect I had to destroy immediately. So I have a very particular ethos of work and the way I approach everything to do with my profession, including art events. Currently, I am working on 6 fourth-dimensional paintings which are part of my private collection. Yeah, yeah. You normally can send that campaign. And Eugene, if you are a broadcaster, if you study, what are your broadcasts about? I might be gone, but I want them to tell me because I. Hi, Vogue, and you are a broadcaster as well, right? Maybe you can say what your ones are about. I can listen. And I asked, were you a broadcaster as well? And if so, what are your broadcasts about? I'm not a broadcaster, although I always wanted to be. Oh, right, because I thought yesterday I clicked into your little logo here and it led to the hubs person who was speaking from their car. Was that you? Ah, that was you. That means you are a broadcaster because you do live broadcasts from your account. That's what I mean. That's interesting. So then the next question is, what are your programs about? What are your lives about? When you go live, what do you show? What are you talking about? What is it about? There was not much to it, just life in general. Ah, right. But do you broadcast on only to your family and friends? Or you intend to communicate with people who are not associated with you in any way? Because when you do live, anyone can see it. Anyone who will listen. I see. I see. Just like a diary sort of thing, like a daily thing, right? Of just I understand. Sure. It can be about how I'm feeling, the day's events, whatever. I see. I see. Yes, like that. Understand. And may I ask you, what would you like the results of it to be? If you are doing it with content that is just your daily life, what would you like to achieve as a result of streaming? I don't know yet. My childhood dream was to be like a broadcast personality. I see. I see. That's interesting. You got yourself a very professional logo, and I've noticed that. That's why I asked you even before if you are broadcasting. But I think I did it when you were gone off the stream. And yesterday I clicked and I saw that you are putting things out as well, which is always kind of nice to see for me because it's kind of then fair and I know who am I talking to and I know we are kind of equal in a sense of uh, mm, openly showing our face, as so to say. Because a lot of people who type things in, they are anonymous and it's okay so. But it's also interesting to see the ones who dare to show their faces on the stream as well. So well, I'm glad you watched. Makes me happy. Yes, yes. I checked. I must admit I didn't follow that much because I thought it was a bit backdated. But I saw that person is broadcasting as well. Eugene. I show the world the Baltimore streets, buildings, notable sites, historic locations, the water harbor views, cultural arts, events, and art galleries. That's good, Eugene. I understand. Thank you very much for letting me know. I was curious about that. Did you see my site, Eugene? Could you please check my site? You love Baltimore. Yes, but not extensively in detail. Oh, it's alright. That's alright. It's no problem. I just wanted to point out that I'm very specific in my technique and I have a very strong ethos of working. So usually, yeah, it takes me 2000 hours to make a masterpiece. And I have very specific ways which tradition originates from the Middle Ages. So that's why I don't take part in art as an industry at all, and I go my unique ways with things. So that's why I am not a person who will just watch things just um, um, you know I am very selective, to be honest, also with opinions. I'm very selective, Eugene. That is why my reaction was like that about um, the link you sent. But I appreciate that you let me know what you are about and that you are broadcasting as well. I'm an IT manager, IRL. All right, well, okay. And what what is IRL? I don't know what is IRL, Bog. I have no idea. Ah, you didn't watch them. Maybe his very first in real life. Ah, in real life. Thank you, Vogue. All right, thank you. Yeah, yeah. You see, I'm totally perfectionist when it comes to painting technique. I'm totally perfectionist, and I have a very harsh rules towards myself and other people to do with my art in order to keep the ethos of it. Um, like the masters in Middle Ages did. This in real life thing is very important because it's the sort of it's like when the TV came after the radio and we have all this pie hole. No, there's more to it than that. A pie hole is just speaking from its back end and it comes to do it regularly. Um, so take it with a pinch of salt, Bog, because it is a tricky monkey. Yes, yes, it is a tricky monkey that hangs out and shows its pink bottom wherever it gets a chance to. Yeah, but I think that people, um, as far as for now, haven't found the best ways to use this new tool of interactivity and in real life time thing. A lot of them get carried away in with the means of the new medium in one way or another, but I think there's still a lot more to explore than people have done up until now. Hi, Zam. You are the opposite. You believe in people until they give you a reason not to. Oh, I think I always give them a credit also at the beginning. Yes. So I don't. I have found through an experience about, or maybe you mean to talk with uh Elvin. Oh, okay, yeah, you're talking to him, I think. Yeah, so I think people haven't explored this medium in a proper way yet. That's why they still play foolish games of distraction and that, like this little hole here. And I think that a lot can be done. And in a way, I think it's worth to look through the techniques that have been rejected. Thank you, Vogue. A lot of people still think a little bit in like categories of a music clip. I think, Vogue, because since the sort of music video clip was discovered, it revolutionized things so much that people still try to do things a bit in that way. And I think it doesn't quite fit the new mediums like sort of streaming and interactivity that we can achieve nowadays. That's why I do things in the way I do them, showing slow, long time taking, meticulous creative process, which gets the blood boiling in the ones like that one, like the back end hole, because they just get popping from this because it's a new frequency, and the new frequency I am practicing that they don't know before. And although they hate it and they come to like insult me or argue with me, they can't leave it alone because just the fact of it being a new frequency makes them kind of attracted. It is a very funny thing, and I am experimenting with it as I go along streaming. No argument here. Mm. uh, Yeah, I find these things very interesting. I find it interesting, like which people in the history were good speakers, and before all this, like quick, flashy music clip um, ways and the ways advertisements are and everything. There were so many good speakers, and mm, it's being practiced in various ways, and also in a calm, time-taking ways. And yeah, but that doesn't have to be all that there is for streaming, because only speech that was good for the radio, but we have much more with the picture. And so I'm exploring it myself with my old painting technique, because my technique originates from the Middle Ages and is very traditional, and it has a very strict. I think I have a good voice for radio. You have a good voice for radio. Ah, I see. Ah, that's interesting. I think that aspect is also important, but I think it's just one of. Mm, I think also the type of interactivity is important, and a lot of people have been heavily restrained because of all the political correctness and so on. So a lot of people cannot really deal with things um, as effectively as they possibly potentially could. For me, it was different because I decided, as I was learning this traditional technique through 5 years of apprenticeship, drawing and painting 10 hours a day, every day, where any work that wasn't perfect I had to destroy immediately. I have decided never to take on any apprentices myself. So I asked my master to teach me to work in a way so I can disclose the creative process, and anyone can watch me and ask me questions and, yeah, sort of say interact with me. And I've practiced that for years. Even my apprenticeship ran in that way, and then I did various projects in public spaces. But due to the situation, I started to stream, and I enjoy this experience very much because I find people have conditions to be more honest than in actual physical reality. Uh, and there's other aspects too. So so I'm finding it interesting, and I explore it as well. But I'm not doing anything in the in the way that managers suggest things to be branded. I stick to my technique very strictly because that's what helps me to solve um, various formal and even interpersonal issues. Because that's why I stay away from politics, religion. I stay away from any negative subjects like violence, sickness, destruction. I don't paint any male nudity because all those things help me to keep my technique pure and to see clearly. I stay away from politics and religion too. Oh, that's great, Doc. That's great. How is it? And I have learned to deal with various people working in public spaces. I'm not the right person to bring up those subjects. I see, you know. Hmm. And what of your daily life? Do you find being the most appreciated by your viewers? Is there any specific thing that interests them the most or that you managed to build up affinity on the most? Well, my wife and daughter. That's nice. I haven't seen them. Oh, your wife and daughter. So people want to watch your wife and daughter. Maybe that is because there is a lot of single guys looking at the streams, like this guy who also frustrated single guys. Maybe that's why. I'm into girls myself. Well, I'm happily married to a wonderful woman. Congratulations, Vogue. That's a lot better. It's very important because people who are too much on their own, they get really out of touch with reality and they have funny way. You can see it in the way they communicate. Mm, thanks to my 7-year-old daughter. Wow, great, great. Am I on Patreon? Yes, I'm on Patreon. My Patreon page address is it's here. I can type it in. I am a naturist artist, and on Patreon, I publish uncensored and exclusive content of my work. Cool, you check it out. And no problem. I wanted to find at some point I needed to find a platform because you see, as an artist, I work a lot with human body and female anatomy. And at some point, I had to find a platform where I can post my content uncensored because I don't know what to know about tradition of painting and masters of realistic techniques, but they always worked with female nude subjects traditionally. OnlyFans? No, I don't have that one. I don't have OnlyFans. I checked it out and I really checked it out. I saw how it was like, but I decided it's not for me, so I don't run it. But I run Patreon in as a nature's artist. I can then show my full frames of my work, me working in my atelier. I started Patreon because I was painting a lady on Twitch, and there was no lady with me. She was working. She was a remote model because it was already pandemic then, and I was painting an aquarelle, and there was a lady's bottom here, and just the bottom being painted, and that got me sort of some kind of punishment on Twitch. And I was surprised. Yeah, you have to find the right medium for your work. Exactly, Vogue. You're right. Exactly. Especially because I treat the natures in a very like natural, non mm, it's very like down to earth, very natural thing for me, and I don't see the reason, and I don't want to encourage, to be honest, this kind of neither prudish attitudes and neither overly excited attitudes. So I do feel kind of necessity to educate some people about it, like about human anatomy and that. That's why I often tell them that in the original Olympics, in the Greek Olympics, athletes were naked. They were running nude. They were competing nude because um, in that way the body can perform at its best. When I was learning anatomy, my granny modeled for me when I was practicing, because any realistic artist has to know how the human body functions, how it looks like, how it moves, how the skeleton is, how the muscles are. Even if we paint fully clothed people, we have to know what the structures of the body are. So, and that kind of knowledge is crucial for realistic art. So, I'm not like doing a Don Quixote with the various media platforms, but I find it a pity because when I see, for example, when I see that people put the funny things on the private parts on Instagram or something, it looks to me like the work of a maniac, and it doesn't help to make people treat the human body in any natural way. Um, yeah, so that's why that's how I think about it. Yeah, it is important for me to say. Thank you, Karina Peach. Nice to hear something nice. I never wear any makeup, and when I do fashion shows, my models also never wear makeup. They don't wear bras, and they don't wear shoes either. But the no makeup thing is quite an important aspect to me. Thank you, Eugene. You keep well as well. Bye. Oh, thank you very much, Andy, for a hug. It's nice. And I'm not coming up on Patreon. Mm, thank you, Andy, for an award. I appreciate it. Let me try again. I will type it in again and should be proper. Mm, that should be it. Could we check? Should you press that link and then we'll see if it goes to the proper page or not? Yes, it is naked and not afraid, Sam. That's right. Actually, like really cool feeling about things and enjoying sitting here naked, the legs open, hemi sinking very well. It's better than meditating. And perfect practice for the work on the fourth dimensional paintings. Thanks, Andy. I appreciate that. Really nice of you, actually. I know you don't communicate much, but it's very kind, and it sometimes comes at the interesting time as well. Thank you, Andy. Does it open the page? Can I try? Thank you, Andy. Um, with my Patreon link, it is. I did post it. I think I typed it into my bio. It is on my Twitch and it's on other platforms also. So if it doesn't work, me pasting it here, it works. It works. So from what I saw, the link I posted works. I just checked. But if it doesn't work for you, I publish my Patreon site address everywhere already. So it's in my description on Twitch, and also on Hubs, and there's links to it on Hubs and on other platforms too, on all my platforms actually. So it should be easy to find, even if the link doesn't work. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, I want to try to show them the calm, meticulous creative process, that things don't get just done by a quick, cheap tricks, that there are techniques like mine, traditional techniques that require a lot of time and a lot of attention in order for the work to be perfect. But then it is perfect, and then one can enjoy its results. Pi-ho, are you still there? Oh, it's gone. Oh, so Pi-ho is gone. Need tomorrow to that, right? I will think about it. Never know. Right. Oh, it's actually the right stage for it. Thank you, FCZ30. This is one of my six fourth dimensional paintings. I started they will all be part of my private collection. I started to work on them already over 2 years ago. This one has been over 1,000 hours of work already, and there's going to be more to it, a lot more, because it's very complicated. It's going to be fourth dimensional painting. And behind me, mm, this canvas here, that's one of my previous masterpieces. That one took 2,000 hours to make, and it is a finished piece. It shows the deep space with the black hole. I am a master of pre-classical realism, and I have learned traditional painting technique which originates from the Middle Ages. Yes, on this one, over 1,000 hours, and on the one behind me, 2,000 hours. It's just the one behind me is finished, but those over 1,000 hours on the one in front of me, it's not finished yet at all by any means. Usually takes me about 2,000 hours to make a masterpiece, and there is usually about 40 to 50 fine layers of oil paint. But with the paintings from the fourth dimensional lot of six, this is going to be completely different story due to the complication of the fourth dimensional elements and of complicated conditions to show the fourth dimensionality. So this one I'm working on now, it's the composition that includes deep sea creatures, underwater rivers, underwater waterfalls, underwater volcanoes. And I'm using the bioluminescence that I have found out about in the deep ocean as a means of brightness in this painting, which is very convenient because as a master of pre-classical realism, I work a bit like in the Middle Ages, so I kind of ignore the third dimension. Like the whole classical realism is based on giving an impression of a third dimension on a two-dimensional canvas. For me, it's different. My technique is from before those times, so from before Renaissance. My technique is from the Middle Ages. That's why it's called pre-classical realism. And as a master of pre-classical realism, I kind of ignore the third dimension in order to be able to get to the fourth one. And these are the topics I'm exploring now on those six fourth dimensional paintings. There's a lot of this complex formal issues to do with dimensions, and the bioluminescence really comes convenient in this composition as for showing fourth dimension, because it's then not like a traditional object casting shadows like in a third dimension, in a dimension, in a third dimension. It's different than that. That's why I'm glad to be having this source of light, bioluminescence from deep sea. I am 30. Oh, I am 35, but very, very soon I'll be 36. Not only your drawing is beautiful, you're beautiful too. Thank you very much, FCZ30. Myself, I am into girls. I like girls, and I am interested in the subject of beauty. Other than being a painter, master of pre-classical realism, I am also a fashion designer. I did Berlin Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week. I designed hand-stitched prototypes of fashion, haute couture. Um, and on my fashion shows, my models always wear no makeup, no bras, and no shoes. And quite for the natural beauty of a female, I focus on that and on bringing out the natural beauty of females. I do that also in my models training program. I will go to Twitch and I will type in my internet site so you can see what I do and some of my um, finished works. I don't know if my stream is running. Hopefully, yes. Yes, I think it is. So I'll type in my site here. Um, yeah, and that is my internet site. There you can see my finished paintings and also links to fashion shows and the things I do. Since the situation, I did before a lot of projects in public spaces, but since the situation became as it did, I started to work from my atelier, and my mission was to disclose the creative process because I asked my master to teach me in a way so I can show to people how the work is done. That's why I did various projects in public spaces. And when that has become impossible, I started to stream. So I stream from the comfort of my atelier where I work as I do naturally. That's why you see my titles about naturism and naturist artist. It is because I work so in my atelier. Even though I know everything about fashion and I make it with my own hands, that is without a machine, and I know the dress code for every situation, and I have worn high fashion at my public events. I choose to work naked when I am working from my atelier. That is also part of the tradition because traditionally masters of pre-classical realism work naked, and because the temperature has to be very high and humidity has to be very low in order for the paint to dry. And as I work on one painting, there is a lot of other paintings drying in the face. So, and also, humidity helps to endure long hours of meticulous work. It sort of helps the body to, to to do its best at those long hours at this type of work, like slow time taking hours. It has to do with blood circulation, lymphatic system, and other aspects. And also, for me, it's the thing of frequency between me and my female nude subjects. So when I stream on these platforms, I have I have the stricter frame of streaming, but I have set up a Patreon page where I can post my content uncensored under age restriction and so on. So that's where I show the creative process in its full aspect. And from where my it would be nice to see me. I am Polish from Poland, and yeah, Polish from Poland. I'm going to sleep. Have a nice day and keep it up with your wonderful drawing. These are oil paintings. Thank you very much. Sleep well. Bye. Mhm, mhm. I is this thing. Oh, mm, it's okay. I have an idea. And that this, this, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's a good evening to so I was thinking because we have still this because there's many things that I'm now working on the paintings that I have started to work on some time ago, and I'm going to continue because that's my rhythm of work. So, but I am also streaming, and this like some people don't believe my technique or how they cannot imagine. I think that they can believe like how, but I think they can't imagine how does this work look like from the beginning because even to this stage they don't know. So I was thinking that this room I have made from the thing I have it on that. Um, yes, the professional the one from the TV theater person. Yes. And I thought that maybe if like a library is open or something we could try and then it might take very long time. Yes, and I thought more like the big library, it's in on the other. We can try it, but so show you some, or the other shop, the other of those shops you're mentioning, but the ladies are fine, they would also try. And then we just also I don't know about the format, it's a little bit old, but we'll see. And then I could maybe post it on this hub thing or something, but I also don't know if the send is quite large. Ah, no need. I will just post link to it from it is on YouTube. I'll post and have links to it. Yeah, and then I can refer them to, and then if they want to, because it's perfect because it shows how the work is done from the beginning in a public space. So there's no possible, although they won't know it, and I'm speaking. And there are subtitles. What do you reckon? Yeah, we will do that. Yes, because in that one, some are so out of touch. That one comes around because every time on my phone says, that is completely silly, but some people don't know how it got to this stage of the painting from the white canvas. So that I think can help them to understand layer by layer, and then a large and in a public. That's what I'm going to do. Mm. Long. Okay. It's because of what's her head saying about this. So tell me when you are ready, and then alright, alright. Hi, Bumble was taken. Bumble was taken. One. Hi. Thank you very much. That's kind of you. You, all the best to you too. You look so cute, and your eyes are amazing. Thank you, Bumble was taken. I'm a master of pre-classical realism, which is a traditional technique that originates from the Middle Ages. And this one I'm working on now is one of my 6 fourth-dimensional paintings. And the one behind me is one of the previously completed masterpieces. The one behind me took 2,000 hours to make. The one I'm working on has been over 1,000 hours already, but it's going to be much longer. Donated $5 to Kate Miller's Twitter votes. Oh, thank you very much. Bumble was taken. I don't know how it works, and I don't know how to get to it, to be honest. I'm streaming through Hubs, which I use to multi-stream. Hello, Dark Seed. How's you doing? Fine, thank you very much. You get it from Twitch when you get affiliate. Ah, right. I haven't got it. I haven't got an affiliate, and I don't think I'll get it actually. I don't think I'll get it. Combo was taken. I'm not in that kind of race, to be honest. If you want to donate, you can do so through PayPal. I pasted my PayPal link on Twitch as well, but I cannot get to the other things. And so yeah, you can because you have already 59 followers. I don't know how it works. Bumble was taken. You just need to open stream. I don't know. You can ask me what you want to ask me. Dark Seed. 7 times in 30 days. You need to stream 7 times in 30 days. Then probably you will get. No, I'm into girls. Dark Seed. I like girls, but I'm a happy naturist artist. Mm, and probably you will get. I don't know. Just keep streaming. I do so, but I do through hubs. It's a bit different. I multi-stream through hubs, but it seems to go to Twitch as well. So other days too. Then you will get affiliate very soon. Oh, okay, thank you for your suggestion. I have streamed previously for a while from an affiliate platform because I've done projects in public spaces, but as the situation came as it did, and somebody suggested to start streaming instead, and that's why I started to stream, not from my own account, but with somebody else, and that was an affiliate account. But now I am doing independently, and they were kind of a specialist of those things, and I'm not. So that's why I don't know how does it work and how to get to it. But thank you for your suggestion. I can just continue and then it may get there. I know it a little bit because I started from an affiliate, but I didn't get, and sadly I can't use PayPal in my country. No problem. That's why I'm using this way. I see. I'm also running a Patreon page where I post exclusive uncensored content. I'll post my the link to my Patreon page is in a description on Twitch, because when I started to stream on Twitch, because I don't know what you know about realistic art and artists, but masters of realistic techniques are used to work with nude female body, like female. The human anatomy is necessary to draw and paint even fully clothed people. So once I was streaming on Twitch and I was painting a lady's bottom, and she wasn't even there, it was just a bottom on the painting, and my account got suspended or something. So then I decided to start a Patreon page, because there artists can post their content uncensored. So that's what I do. I have no outfit. I am a naturist artist. In my atelier, the temperatures are always high and humidity is very low in order for the paint to dry. But I'm a fashion designer. Thank you very much for this donation. As I said, I don't know how to use it or how to get it out, how to make the use of it. Thank you. So even though I know everything about fashion and I design it myself, I hand stitch fashion prototypes. In my atelier, yes, I am. I am naked, and you can see it on my Patreon page. I post uncensored content on the Patreon page because this is the way I work. But I don't treat nudity in any funny way. It's very like natural. I You see, artists need to know how human body works and what the skeleton looks like, what the muscle structures are like, and also for me it is a question of frequency and affinity with female nude subjects, and also things of enduring long hours of meticulous work, like I don't know what you know. Do you know, for example, that the in original Olympics, athletes competed nude. They were naked because it allows body to perform difficult physical tasks at its best. For me, with painting, it is long hours of drawing and painting. It's this meticulous, creative process. But nudity helps with the circulation and like lymphatic system aspects of the earth to the skin also, and sunlight if there is any. So it's not like it's nothing to get all about. It is just a natural thing, and realistic artists need to know the human body. And as I work on my atelier, I choose my I choose my dress code here. But I always respect the platforms which I'm using. Um, that's why my frame is as it is, and that's why I have a different page for uncensored exclusive content, where it's age restricted as well. Twitter is also quite natures friendly, so I also post things on there. But I don't do funny things like of censoring the human body out of its natural aspects. So I don't post scratched out pictures on Instagram and things like that, because I find it to be unnatural and funny. I think it doesn't treat the human body with the um, with with the calm respect that it deserves. Alright then, I'm going to switch off now. See you next time. Bye.